Oh man, what's up, guys? Cody here, and I got a Twisted Fate game today. But man, was it rough to get this game, to get to this game. So, most of you know I main support for ranked, or at least like at the moment I do. And support is not an easy role to carry from. It does require that your team be competent and not get caught out and make stupid decisions. So yeah, regardless of the fact that like you could get your ADC fed and bot, it just won't make a difference at the end of the day if you can't fight properly, or if your team just has a really bad team comp. So most games worked out like this, where I would win bot, and everything would look good, and then someone, most of the times mid and top, would completely lose in feed, and then everything would go downhill, or our team comp in general just sucked, where we didn't have a tank, we lacked CC, something was always wrong, something was never working. For the most games, I did good. There was one game where I actually got to play Rockin' with Zaya, which was really fun. Because I have like zero experience on Rockin'. I probably have 2 games on him, 3 now. So that was interesting. I think that was my second time with Zaya. No, I probably have more games with Rockin', or Rakan is his name. They properly pronounce it. But I did really good in that. I ended up with I was like 2 and 24. So that's a 13 KDA right there. So I did really good. But we lost that, of course. And for most of the games I was playing Lulu. And right here in this game, just by the way, completely fuck up because not used to playing mid, and I knew that was gonna happen, but I couldn't really avoid it. I guess I could have flashed or gotten Q to begin. But so getting back to support, for the most part, I've been playing Lulu because Lulu OP. However, Lulu can't really carry idiots. Lulu is what I call an enabler support, which is pretty much any support with utility, and pretty much how it works. Pretty much what I consider an enabler is just anyone that provides utility, that provides shields, speed ups, the attack speed boost, stuff that's not CC or an engage of any sort. And so she enables your ADC to be better than what they are. But you can't really do much if your ADC is just shit. And you can't really do much even if you win your lane, even if you're doing good, that your team just kind of gives it away and keeps getting caught out constantly and keeps making stupid decisions and doing that for 6 games in a row, and yeah. Yeah, so that was fun. So I decided I'm gonna play Thresh, because he's very more active, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I can do more on my own cause, make plays happen much more easier than what I could on Lulu, and that works. And then I ran into the same roadblock of my team is stupid, I can't do anything. So yeah, I just decided, fuck it. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put mid support down for our roles. If I get support, I get support. But if I get mid, I'm probably gonna play TF, because he's probably my best mid laner at the moment. Ever since Ryze got nerfed to Oblivion, which I did try playing the other day. Did not go well at all. I think we still won because Ryze's late game is still there, but his early game is such crap. But, yeah, so I'm playing TF. I fuck up my ult there, not paying attention to anyone around me, just paying attention to the Renekton that had low health at the time. And yeah, I go and die for that. Fortunately, I'm the only one that dies for that. Now, for this game, my build for Twisted Fate, I'm going to be building a Rod of Ages, which I just picked up right now. I did have to sell my boots because I decided stacking Rod is a bit more important than having that extra movement speed. So, normally what I like to do on Twisted Fate is push lane, and just roam constantly. However, what happened in this game is my bot lane won very easily. I mean, it's a Lucian, who's probably the best solo Q ADC right now. And they have a Vayne, Vayne is just a really shitty champion. Sure, she has a really great late game. However, it's getting there and then being able to protect your Vayne is the hard part. So Lucian, who has a really great early game, just shits all over her. And yeah, it didn't help that the Vayne, for whatever reason, built a Cull instead of a Doran's Blade to start with, so that also hurt her laning phase as well. And then on top of that, she's paired with a Bard who does not do well with short-ranged ADCs. Bard absolutely hates short-range ADCs. I know from playing a lot of Bard back when he was a bit more viable. He still is, but just I find that if I'm gonna play support, I'm gonna play Lulu if she's open 9 times out of 10, and if Lulu's not open, I'm gonna play Nami probably. But yeah. The Morgana right here kind of gets herself caught out because she was going to go help the Vi take care of the Kassadin, and Shen ults Kassadin, so that doesn't do anything. Fortunately, Lucian heals me, which is, my saving grace in this fight here. But I did make sure that we got the Morgana, and then for whatever reason they decided to come back in and fight us, and so we end up getting Bard and Vi on top of that. So yeah. Yeah, Bard and Vayne do not work well together. On top of that, that Karma is also poking out Vayne and Bard in that lane, and that was an easy win. So the laning phase was over for them really fast, so I couldn't really go down to them. And getting to top lane, I was only able to try and do it twice this game. The first time, the Renekton just immediately backed off when I pogged my ult. The second time, not paying attention, and sitting out in the open, and I just got... and so yeah, and now laning phase is completely over, and my ult is gonna be kind of useless here. There is gonna be kind of a lull at this point. There's not gonna be much that happens. You can kind of see on the timer tracker thing that not a whole lot happens. Not a lot of people get any kills and whatnot, and yeah. So one thing I do want to point out here is that we ping our bot lane to back off. And that's because we know Morgana is running around in the blue side of the jungle, and we know Renekton is in mid lane. And so I initially thought, oh, he's going bot. And so I was pinging them to back off, other people are pinging them to back off. And then Lucian goes to fight Vayne, and he just gets completely demolished. Morgana and Renekton weren't even needed to take care of that, and Lucian flashed into the Bard ult. And on top of that, the Karma went back to try and save Lucian from a 1v5. So, not the brightest of plays, and Karma fully was aware of the fact that there was 5 people coming. Lucian wasn't paying any attention, even though, like I said, we pinged him constantly that they were coming. And I'm just sitting there like, I can't really do anything. It's just me. Kha'Zix and Shen are up in top, getting a tower. I can't do anything about your situation. You're the one that fucked up here. And Karma being just not smart, just kind of tries to go in and save him from an impossible situation. One thing I do want to note is Kha'Zix is not giving me any blue buffs this game. And I'm not doing too bad. I'm 3-1-3, mostly because of him, to be quite honest, and because our bot lane won so well. This game, it couldn't, like I said, I couldn't really shine because nothing just really wanted to work out properly. But Morgana ults here. I just flash out of it because I'm just like, yeah, fuck that. She also ignited me, kind of a waste. And yeah, I'm trying to zone them off with my Qs. There's not a whole lot I can do in this scenario because if I get too close to them, I just die. So yeah, in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, I need to finish my Lich Bane because Choice of Fate. I definitely need my Lich Bane, but I think I'm going to be poking more this game than anything else. As you can see, there's been this huge lull in action. Not much has happened, and so I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I think at this point in time, Lucian is fed, Kha'Zix is fed, so I think I'm probably just gonna need a Ludens to just poke, and that'll be that, because I don't see me being able to walk up to actually deal a whole lot of damage, and if we're not fighting all that much, Ludens is probably the best option. You see me spamming my Qs there for a second. When you have a rod, if you don't have max health, you know, if you're at half health, you can just spam abilities, especially if you have a blue buff, to just continuously get health back. Nice little thing that I don't see people doing often, and you can see my mana kind of pull from it at this point, but I got, you know, you get health back every time you so it's nice. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna need a Ludens. I'm not gonna end up building it though because one, I'm not gonna be able. The game's gonna end before I get a chance to build it. But two, I'm gonna be thinking, well, I do want some more poke. By the time I finish Lich Bane and get to the point where I can start building into Ludens, the game is going to look like we're going to be ending relatively soon. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to build towards Rabadons, which I never ended up getting to that point. So for whatever reason, Kha'Zix is like way over here, and he gets really mad at us for not focusing Vayne or something like that. I have no idea what he is getting so upset about, because we all got zoned off from him, and then Shen gets stunned. I'm waiting for my abilities to all get back up at this point, trying to, you know, just do something and not die, which I'm going to end up doing anyways. And yeah. Yeah, that happened. Almost get aced, and you know, when you have fights like this and the enemy team just almost aces you because, you know, your jungler is going in kind of by himself ahead of the rest of the team. Yeah. You can seriously give the game back to the enemy, which not good. Solo queue, this is how you throw very easily, and Kha'Zix is getting real pissed at us. That we all just lost the fight, and he's like, "What are you guys focusing?" And it's just like, dude, you went and got yourself killed. sorry, you can't pay any attention. However, we see Vayne is bot. We kind of figured that they don't have any wards at Baron because we haven't really seen anyone go by there recently. Which we sweep it anyways, and take an easy Baron. At this point, the enemy is on Dragon, which is a really big misstep on their part. Like, the Dragon's at full health, almost. Like, why are you doing Dragon? Like, holy shit, the Baron was up, you had no vision on it, and, like, you walk over to Dragon, after we've already gotten Baron, you decide, oh yeah, let's take Dragon anyways. Like, holy shit. I did not realize they were doing this bad. Yeah, we're just gonna waltz in and just take a, you know, inhibitor turret, uncontested. And by default, since we have Baron, and they have nothing to stop us because Vayne was still in bot lane taking a turret, and I was still taking Dragon. Like, I have no idea what they were thinking. So yeah, we get that. We still have Baron, so we're gonna rush over here. We're gonna kill Renekton. I panic and try to quickly get my stun on, which didn't make a difference anyways. But we're gonna get this turret as well because now they're down a person. And yeah, you know, every little mistake that is made helps the enemy team get more and more and more. So when the enemy gets Baron, just all group up and try to defend your turret. Don't, you know, all try to split up. If the whole enemy team is grouped up pushing as a 5-man, you kind of need to be as a 5-man, maybe a 4-man, depending upon what your team comp is, how much wave clear you have. But yeah, not a good idea to go running off by yourself and then get caught out by the 5-man, which was rotating to the lane that was pushing. So it was kind of obvious we were going to go to top tower there, and Renekton kind of just killed himself because he's an idiot. So at this point, I see that there's a few people calling over to bot lane. And I decide, okay, I'm gonna ult in. I'm gonna ult for vision mainly to see what's going on, and then I'm going to, seeing the situation, seeing that there wasn't really a fight going on, I just ulted to just kind of teleport myself there. And then, for whatever reason, after I ult in, decides to ult the Karma. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Why would you ult after the fact that I have gotten myself in there? Why would you do that? You know, silly things like that. The whole enemy team is just doing really bad. And the only one that actually did have decent was the Renekton. But he's making mistakes too, so it doesn't really matter. The one thing that I just hate about League is that you could be doing good, but it doesn't mean jack shit. Because your team makes one mistake, or your team makes several mistakes, and it's just over. You're just done. And it's just frustrating, really, more than anything else. There is this one really fun part here. The Vayne is walking up here. She has her Phantom Dancer on me. And, Karma roots her, I, stun her, Q her, auto attack her, Thunderlords goes off, and she just gets obliterated, plus I think Karma Q'd as well. So, that was really fun, to do. Made me feel like I was actually doing quite a bit more than what I actually was this game. But yeah, bot lane winning kind of cut my ability to make plays around the map. But I still did good, partially thanks to the Kazakhs. Shen, for having a difficult lane, didn't feed, which was really good. That helped to make it so that Renekton was not an issue. Renekton had more farm than Shen, but Renekton didn't have kills, which a lot of players aren't. Like, they're like in a losing lane, and they keep on trying to get CS, and they keep dying, and it's like, them having more CS than you is fine. We can work with you being behind, especially if you're a top lane tank. We can definitely work with you being behind. However, you know, if you start giving them kills, it makes everyone else's jobs a lot harder, and everyone doesn't like you. Yeah. Finally off of a lose streak because I decided to play a role that I shouldn't really be competent in. Not as much as support, but solo queue, what are you gonna do? So thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe if you did, and check out other videos on the channel. Thanks guys. See you in the next one.